Hey guys, welcome back. Jordan here with the Nutty Gnome Homestead. Today is August 13th, 2024, and we are out here in our big garden digging potatoes. Guys, we had a bad year. We ended up having to replant our potatoes after a hailstorm, but from the looks of things, I think we're going to be all right. Let me turn you guys around here and show you what we're going to be doing. So we planted two 88-foot long rows of potatoes. I come through here this morning. We got a row here and a row over here. I cut all the tops down, all the grass down. Guys, we're all organic. We don't spray any herbicides or pesticides that isn't organic or is going to cause any kind of issues. We cut all the tops off. We went on ahead and cut all the greens back. Let them sit out here for a couple hours and die back to where we can actually see the ground pretty good. And as you guys can see, we got a pretty good row here and a row over here. I already started digging potatoes down yonder. Guys, it looks like we're going to do better than I thought. So, we're just out here turning these over with a potato fork. I don't have a middle buster or a potato digger for my tractor, so that's a project for later. Guys, we're not doing half bad so far. We've dug about 15 feet, and look at all these potatoes already. We got some decent sized ones. See these here? And if you guys will look, I've already dug a 30-foot row, or 30 feet of this row, and filled up a good portion of my wheelbarrow. Alright guys, here's the first 30 feet of the first row. It starts off sparse, and as you can see, it starts picking up. Look at that. Look at all those potatoes. I'm feeling blessed, guys. Considering the year we had, the hailstorm that destroyed the entire crop once before, this is the second planting. That's pretty good. So when we cut back the tops of all the green stuff that was on top, whether it was the weeds or the potatoes or whatnot, normally we like to let them die back on their own until they're brown and fall over. We go for about 90% of the tops dying back or turning brown, and that's whenever we decide to go ahead and dig. Guys, we've had weird weather this year. We had 7 inches of rain in July. It washed a lot of our covering away, a lot of our soil away, and as you guys can see, this potato here, half of it got washed out and it's green. We'll just keep that for a seed potato for next year. And like I said, we're just using the potato fork. Stick it in the ground. Trying to do this one-handed. We're going to shake out our potatoes. One. Couple more over here. Nothing like a little bit of dirt therapy to soothe the soul, guys. These aren't terrible. They're not the best potatoes we've ever grown. But considering the weather that we've had, I'll take them. Alright guys, we're still digging away here. I can see a couple potatoes that got washed out from the rain last month. We haven't irrigated in the last 2 weeks. We try not to irrigate within about 10 days to 2 weeks of digging the potatoes. It tends to have more rot for us. We get some blight oftentimes. So we try not to do that. They don't store as well if they keep getting wet and waterlogged. We're going to go ahead and see what we got here. There's one. There's a big one. That's part of the seed potato that we planted. We have had some critters in here eating the potatoes, so we do need to get them out of the ground. Now, some of these potatoes are weird shaped and they're starting to sprout. We'll go ahead and keep those. We'll use them for seed. It's not a problem for us, guys. We planted 50 pounds of seed potatoes this year. There we go. See, this one here is getting too soft from being wet. Becomes chicken food. That's a nice potato. Another nice one. A couple of these little guys. So, like I said, not great, but not a terrible harvest. And this is hard to do one-handed, guys, so I'll bring y'all back in a little bit. So, we went through, I don't know, about 50 feet of this row so far. We're doing good. We had an area here about 3 or 4 feet of this row that didn't produce much. Had a decent little bunch of potatoes off of one plant. Another couple feet, it's not producing so well. But it looks like we got some potatoes sticking out here, so let's see what we have. You guys will have to bear with me, I'm doing this one-handed. There's a few. We got a lot of these little ones this year. I'm not a big fan of that, but what are you gonna do? There's a couple of reds. One's got some bug damage. We'll throw it out to the chickens. Guys, these were Kennebec, Pontiac Red, and Yukon Golds. When we replanted, we just kind of replanted what we had wherever we could. So, they're not separated like they were. That's why you'll see some Reds, Kennebecs, and Yukon Golds all mixed together here. Alright guys, first 88-foot row is done. Now I took 10 pounds yesterday to go put into the freeze dryer. So there would have been 10 pounds more than this out of this first row. But we got probably about 20% decent size potatoes. And then about 80% small ones, the size of a duck egg and smaller. So that's alright, they'll still eat. The green ones, like that, the one here, those will get put back in a separate pile. Those are going to be used for our seed potatoes for in the spring. So we're going to get this second row done. I can hear thunder off in the distance, so we'll be right back. Alright, so we just finished our second 88-foot row. Both of these rows. Had my helper pick up buckets of potatoes. Not quite as good as we did last year. There's probably 160 pounds or so there. Considering the year we've had, I'll take it. Now, we can't just go put these in the cellar. They need to cure for a couple of days. The skin is really, really soft. So what we're going to do is we're going to spread them out underneath our carport, somewhere that gets a lot of airflow out of direct sunlight, and we are going to let them cure for about 10 days, 2 weeks or so. A little longer is fine. We just want to make sure that they don't get any sunlight. So if you got to put up a shade cloth or whatnot, do that, because it's going to make them turn green if they get hit with the sun. We're going to sort these. We're going to pull out all the green ones. They're going to go in a separate pile. We're going to put them out in the barn. They're going to be our seed potatoes for next year. The other ones, we'll keep them for canning or freezing or using fresh. Guys, growing your food doesn't have to be that hard. We got a year's supply of potatoes here in 90 to 100 days. Hardly any effort except for planting them and digging them. They're real easy to take care of. So if you guys have any questions or comments about planting potatoes or digging potatoes or curing potatoes or anything potato related, please feel free to message us down below. If you guys don't mind, I'd appreciate it if you go ahead and like, share, and subscribe for me. It would really help us out. Free for you, cheap for them, you know, that kind of thing. Guys, we're out here making it work. Been a bad year. We're getting it done. Go ahead and leave us a message down below if you guys have any questions or comments. Till next time, get out there and dig your potatoes. You're going to appreciate it this winter.